In today's video, we're talking about what rubber bands and your goals have in common. All right, guys, so today we're talking about growth, goals, and rubber bands. And yes, they all do have something to do with each other. Now, what we know is most people set goals. Now, a lot of people don't set big enough goals because comfort zones are comfortable. Most people set goals that are easy to attain because they have a better chance of achieving it. And disappointment could show up if they don't hit their goals. So that allows some people to set goals so low that they achieve them every time. Now, a story that John Maxwell, a mentor of mine, shared with us a long time ago, it's also in the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth that he wrote, is this. It's the story of the rubber band. And he put rubber bands in front of executives that he was working with. And he asked them to go around the table and decide all the things that they could do with that rubber band, all the uses they could think of. And they all went around the room, they came up with a bunch of different uses. And what was interesting at the end, he stopped them and he said, "You're all right. What do all of those things have in common?" And his answer was this. They all required the rubber band to stretch in order to be effective. You understand that by themselves, these little rubber bands right here, they're useless. They're just hanging out here. It's not until we put them under tension that they become useful. Now, what the heck does this have to do with your goals? Stay with me. Here we go. This is what it has to do with your goals. Guys, I want to challenge you in your business. Are you setting goals that are big enough? Are you setting goals big enough that they're going to stretch you in order to achieve? Now, think of it this way. Guys, we're all starting where we're at today, and that's all going to be different places for every single person watching this video, and that's totally fine. What we know is there's a chasm. Think of the Grand Canyon. There's a chasm between one side and the next. That chasm also represents where you are today and where you should be in a year from now. Guys, the tension is what pulls you from one side to the other. The tension's that what pulls you from where you are to where you could be, where you should be, where you deserve to be, and where those around you need you to be to create opportunity for them in your world. Here's what Maxwell says about the word average, because most people just letting the rubber band of their life just hang out and not be under tension, they're settling for average by default. Here's what he says. Average is the top of the bottom, the best of the worst, the bottom of the top, and the worst of the best. Now, guys, I don't know about you, but I don't want that to describe me, my business, my aspirations, my life when I'm gone from this place. I don't want to be average, and I don't think you do either. That's why you watch these videos, and that's why you're a part of this community. Here's something else he said. Being average is the lazy person's cop-out. It's lacking the guts to take a stand in life. It's living by default. Guys, here's what we know. Not putting yourself under tension, living life with these rubber bands as useless pieces of rubber, and not having them in tension, pulling you into your greatness, pulling you into who you need to become, well, you're settling for average, and you're letting yourself down as well as all of those around you. Guys, the problem is a lot of people, a lot of those around us, sometimes even us, we want to stay in our comfort zones because comfort zones, like we talked about before, are comfortable, and yet here's what we know. A lot of people do the same things, the same routines, the same habits, and then they get the same results. And then they're bewildered by the fact they get the same results. They're challenged by that. They can't understand it. They act surprised as if life is out to get them and they're not lucky. Guys, the challenge here for you is to find goals that are big enough, find the tension, find what's going to pull you from where you are to where you need to be. Now, that can take a couple forms. Goals that are big enough, goals that are stretch goals, goals that you think they're going to require me to become a different person or a better version of me to get there. Those are the goals you want to look for. Also, in terms of your organization and your business, who around you is challenging you to be better? What we know is that talent pushes. If you've got a bunch of people that you're having to drag along, that makes no sense. I heard it say a long time ago by a lot of different people, I'd much rather have to say whoa than giddy up. So who are you surrounding yourself with that's encouraging you, pushing you into tension, setting goals big enough, and forcing you to become the best person that you can be and the best potential person that you can be? Jim Rohn said this. I want to read it to you guys. He said this. He said, every life form seems to strive to its maximum except human beings. How tall will a tree grow? As tall as it possibly can. Human beings, on the other hand, have given the dignity of choice. They've been given the dignity of choice. You can choose to be all you can be, or you can choose to be less than you can be. Ultimately, guys, life is about choices. And what I want to challenge you is, look around your world. Look at your results. Answer the following question. Am I the best that I can be? Am I creating the life, the business, the relationships at the highest level that I possibly can? And when you find the answer to that, if you're being honest with yourself, is no, like it is with me in so many areas, then go back and challenge yourself. Who do you have to become in order to be that person, have that life, have that success, and have those relationships? What goals, people, growth, systems, what do you have to put around you to create that tension that's going to pull you from where you are today to who you need to become in the future? Now, Maxwell gave us some good tips on this, guys, and I want you to hear this because you're hopefully by now understanding the thought process of what I'm saying. Now comes the time where the rubber meets the road. Now this is the time where we actually put into practical application, into practice what it is we're talking about. And here's what Maxwell says. He said, first, you have to stop looking over your shoulder. Yesterday ended last night. So it doesn't matter what's happened in the past. It doesn't matter what's happened, what failures you've had, what failures you've experienced, how difficult it's been in the past. That's irrelevant, because today's a new day. So what are you going to do today to move yourself, your business, your relationships, your life, your success, everything forward that's different than what you did the day before? Now, guys, as we're wrapping this all up, here's what I want you to think about. I want you to think back to a time where you were stretched so far that you thought you were like that rubber band and you were gonna break. You were stretched so far you didn't know if you were gonna be able to make it through. This could be business, relationships, success, life, it doesn't matter what it is, but think back to that time. Do you have it? Think to that time. Now, I want you to think through, in that moment, fear was telling you, which again, we've talked about, fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear was telling you you can't do it. Fear was telling you better pull back, take the foot off the gas, you better slow down because this will break you. And if you've had the awesome experience like I have in so many areas to where you didn't listen to that voice, you didn't listen to fear, you kept pushing anyway, when you look back on those times, guys, that's where you've grown the most. That's what's made you who you are today. So going forward, I really want to challenge you, look for those opportunities, lean into the tension. And if you don't have tension, you're complacent. And if you're complacent, you need to create tension in your world. If you're complacent, guys, Peter Drucker says this. He said the biggest threat to success today is celebrating success yesterday. Guys, here's the deal. Here's the deal. You can get so drunk on your own success that it lulls you into complacency. And in complacency, there is no tension. So guys, this week, this day, this hour, right now, I want you to look in your business, look in your life, find out where you need to create tension to get you to your potential. All right, guys, as always, we bring these videos to you weekly. If you like videos like this and you want to see them more in the future, if you're on YouTube, click over here on the subscribe button. It's actually down below. Also, click that bell icon on YouTube so you can be notified in real time when new content is uploaded. Also, go over and visit us at Facebook and on Instagram. We're very active there. Please also do me a favor. If this resonated with you, you know someone who could use this, I'm asking you right now, do them a favor, share this video with them. We'll see you next week.